Hey everyone, A Shadowbox here with a quick update before we get into the real episode. There was supposed to be an episode between last episode and this one that you're about to see. However, I was a dummy and deleted that footage. Hooray! I've had a struggle week, haven't I? So just to briefly recap some of the story elements that happened in that lost episode, which I have no hope of recovering. I have tried. Basically, Nitro Dad Property Management bought out all of the other farms in the area, so we can no longer buy used equipment anymore. We have to buy everything at full shop price. However, when Nitro Dad bought all of the other farms, a lot of their equipment went up for sale at pretty good rates. What I did was I went online in the real world and found the rates for the equipment that I bought, and I just paid for that using the F11 menu. So it's actually a little bit cheaper than even the used section of the shop, but it's still a realistic price. And since it was a roleplay thing, I felt like that was the way to do it. So yeah, it took hours. I set up like this whole auction at the shop. I like voice acted an auctioneer, and it was like probably 7 hours of work all gone. So I'm a little bit mad at myself, and it's just I can't bring myself to redo it all. I'm sorry. So we're just going to briefly recap. We got this Case IH9330 row crop baby Steiger with a Case True Tandem Cultiplow. We got a John Deere 4840 with a 9-meter corn planter, a Maximerge. We've already put that to use. And we got a corn header for our John Deere harvester and a Case baler for our, for baling. We also bought extra land with money we had left over. We spent in total between $200,000 and $220,000. There is one more update that I want to share with you before we get into the video, so just give me 1 second. Alright guys, here we are. We have given away the first cabin of the series. Congratulations to Patrick C., who said his favorite color was blue. So this was not one of the original 4 we were giving away, but we decided to go ahead and give Patrick the blue trailer. I didn't know if you wanted your last name included or not, Patrick, so I just made it Patrick's House. If you would like me to put your last name on, I will. Or last initial, something like that, just let me know. But there we go, Patrick's House. If you guys would like to claim, I decided to just make it any of the trailers. If you guys would like a trailer or house or whatever, just leave a comment below and say, hey, I'd love to move into your neighborhood or something to that extent, and we'll get your name in the series. So thank you, Patrick, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hello everybody, this is A Shadowbox, and welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on Susquehanna River Valley. It is the second day of spring, and I've interrupted some field work because our sugar prices are as good as they're going to get. Unfortunately, the price did not ever get much above 1,800, so we're going to get a little bit less money than what I had actually anticipated. But that's okay, it's still going to be a lot of money. I'm actually really excited to be back in game. I just got back from my honeymoon a few days ago. I'm recording this about a week and a half in advance. And I'm still excited to be playing, so that's good. Right now my wife is at work. She went back to work today, and I go back to work tomorrow. So don't worry, I'm not skipping out on our last day together before going back to work or something like that. Priorities first. I believe I got every video out that I wanted to get out, so that's really good. I do think, however, the Farming Simulator series is not getting nearly the amount of attention that I would like it to get, and for the amount of effort that I'm putting into it, quite frankly. So I think I'm going to change how I'm doing it a little bit. We're going to go for shorter episodes that are about a half hour in length, and we're going to I might not record like every time I do something, just when something significant happens. So we are taking these to the Hershey's plant, which is in the small town to the west. So I have over 200,000 liters of sugar to sell. And I don't know if I want to time-lapse it or tell my firefighter story already. So if you haven't stayed tuned through most of the other episodes, I try to tell firefighter stories in this series because I, most of the time, have the brain power to do it. So today I've got one for you. I honestly can't remember if I've shared it before or not, but it's not crossed off on my list, so it makes me think I have not shared it yet. I've mentioned before we have a lot of hotels in my response area, and a lot of them are kind of not really great hotels, kind of, pay by the hour kind of hotels. And we got called out for an unresponsive person at one of these hotels. So we're thinking, great, drug overdose. Spoiler, it was a drug overdose. So we got there and the police were already on scene and they were all wearing N95s. And this is before COVID, so this kind of put up a couple of alarm bells. We're like, what are we about to be walking into? And we didn't have any masks or anything on us, and we were already up at the room, and it was a trek to get back down to the room. So we just kind of went in and grabbed the guy and pulled him out to the hallway, which was really not smart, but at the time we were like, whatever. We really should have found masks first. But anyway, it's already happened. Take it as a learning experience. So we open the door to go make our grab, and the room is covered in this fine white powder. We're like, what the heck is going on here? Like, not like, oh, there's a bunch of white powder everywhere. Like, covered every surface. The beds, the desk, the end tables, the floor. Literally everything is covered in this white powder. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? So we just kind of held our breath, went in, grabbed the unresponsive dude, pulled him out to the hallway, and started working on him. He woke up after some Narcan, and his girlfriend was in the hallway. The police were testing the white powder that was all over the area, and what they found out and what they told us, thankfully, was that it was baby powder. This guy was experiencing a drug-induced paranoia, and he thought the FBI was following him. So he put baby powder all over his room to try to catch the footprints of the FBI agents following him. And of course, as he walked around the room, he made footprints, and that just fueled his paranoia, and it was a spiral from there. So yeah, that was that story. He ended up being okay. Like I said, we revived him with Narcan and took him to the hospital. We did have to breathe for him a little bit prior to administering the Narcan, because the first objective is to secure the airway and provide ventilations. The second objective is to restore the patient's ability to provide those things on their own. So, yep, he got an oropharyngeal airway and bag valve mask, because we knew, given the context, that Narcan was probably going to revive him, so we didn't want to fully intubate him until we tried the Narcan, so we just did an OPA and bag valve mask until his SpO2, his oxygen saturation, was reading a lot better. It was like in the 70s when we got there, and we were able to restore it up to the low 90s, gave him the Narcan, and then he restored breathing on his own, so no intubation necessary. Oh, but here we are. We're arriving. The Hershey's plant is somewhere up here, and I actually don't think I've delivered there before, so might need to figure out where it is exactly really quick, because I think that's the soda factory immediately next to us. Let's go here. Okay, so the Hershey's plant is the big brown building there. Oh, you know what? I think I still have traffic off from using course play. Yep, sure do. There we go. Alright, let's see how much money we get for this sugar. And then I will probably just put in a cut, and we'll come back after all the sugar is sold, and we'll talk about what else we're going to do today. Of course, I do want to sell the first load of sugar on camera, though. So let's figure out where we actually take this. Ah, there it is. And let's overload. And just watch that money shoot up. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Essentially $130,000 from one trip, and we have 2.5 trips left. So yeah, we're not going to get the 500,000 like I was hoping, because we're not getting prices over 2,000. But you know, it is what it is. 1,800 is still a good price. We are going to have to live with our loan for a while, because we definitely aren't going to have enough to pay back the loan. I am hoping that we can get some more property, though. But we will talk about that after the rest of the sugar is sold, so I will see you guys momentarily. Alright guys, we just dropped off the second load of sugar, and really quick, I just wanted to show you this because it is just too funny. You see the tire tracks to the right of my truck? Those are the tire tracks that we left when we departed the facility after the first load. And just watch what happens when I drive. We're like perfectly at the point that the tracks are disappearing. So it's like we're playing a game of Snake with our own tire tracks. I don't know, I just thought that was hilarious, and I wanted to show you guys. I've got 2 more trips to make with sugar, and I will see you guys when those are done. Alright everybody, we are back, and what? Where are we? We have all these trees here, we've got a building here, we've got a big old building there. What has happened? I'll tell you what's happened. My hard drive failed while I was recording the second part of the episode, so yeah, we're running off an external hard drive now, and it's now late spring. So we lost that extra bit of footage there, which showed everything else, so I will just kind of spend the rest of this episode going over what's new. First of all, these are orchard trees. We have 3 of each type. I believe, yep, it's apple, cherry, let's see, we've got plums and pears? Yeah, pears. So these are the 4 fruit types, and they produce fruit in the summer and the fall. So starting tomorrow, they will start making fruit, and we need to supply them with manure and water. We also need to get pallets underneath them to collect the fruit. Yeah, you can see we have like no money left after all these expenses, and apparently no frame rate left either. Anyway, down here, this is a raspberry greenhouse, and this requires seeds in addition to water and fertilizer. And see, we're actually almost out of seeds, so we're going to have to rectify that here shortly. But yeah, this is going to like be every morning we got to check how these are doing. This greenhouse will produce raspberries, which, man, my frame rate is doing super bad right now, which is really not ideal. Here's our cool storage of raspberries. We can spawn them with the global company menu, and it produces chaff as a byproduct. I tried putting a container under here to catch the chaff. No dice. It's just going to pile up there, and we have to unload it with a wheel loader or something similar. Would really love for my frame rate to get under control. Anyway, we're going to build more greenhouses here with different fruit types, and that's what these sheds are for. This is actually a silo, but we're only going to store manure in here, so that's like, we had to create sealed storage for the manure, because we didn't want the smell disturbing our residents. In real life, this is a very bad idea, because the manure creates methane gas as it decomposes, which is explosive. So, in real life, don't store your manure in an enclosed area. It could end up in a bad time for you. So yeah, this tipper for collecting the manure and bringing it to the greenhouse and to the orchard farm, and the big tank trailer, obviously, for the water, which we get from this water tower. Now, I did relegate our 2 international tractors to orchard and greenhouse duty, since our John Deere tractors and our large Case Steyr have pretty much taken over the role of farm tractors. Speaking of farm, we did expand our yard down here as well. This is fuel storage. That's where we're going to get our fuel from, and then, of course, we have our dry goods here. Fertilizer seeds. Not lime, though. We're going to store lime in bulk in our grain bin there. And liquid fertilizer and herbicide here. This garage over here holds our large equipment. If we run over here, this is where the Steiger, the harvester, I should say the baby Steiger, the harvester, and our TLX 9000 are. I swapped out the West End dump pack because 89 Studio released this dump trailer, and I wanted to try it out, and it looks really good. Has a higher capacity than the West End trailer as well. I also traded in our Metaltech field trailer for this small road train of Metaltech trailers. Our global company warehouse has been replaced with this warehouse with conveyor belt for our sugar beet storage. I have edited the config of this to so it holds 500,000. By default, it only holds 70,000, and that was not going to be anywhere near enough, and I didn't want to just fill up the yard with multiples of these. As far as other equipment, we did trade in our Kverneland sprayer for a tow-behind Kverneland sprayer. And I believe that's all the new equipment that is new since the first part of this episode. So let's talk about our fields. Alright, so we have all of this now, which is excellent, and it's actually all already planted. So we have canola on fields 58 and 57. We have we have corn on 53 and 54. 56 and 55 we're going to leave fallow because 56 had potatoes growing on it before, and we kind of got to let the soil recover. 60 has sugar beets on it. 74 has soybeans. 75 has triticale. And 77 has, I think, what does 77 have? Sunflower, right? Yes. And 76 we're leaving fallow. So basically the rotation is going to be these 2 fields, these 2 fields, these 2 fields, and this field, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. The alfalfa is obviously just always going to be alfalfa. And I would like to get more fields to get even more crops in rotation, but we have no money right now. We did not pay for this all with the sugar beets. As you can see, it is late spring. We were busy with fertilizer contracts and actually a few sowing contracts as well. For example, we had a sowing contract for field 109 that paid like $45,000. And it's all just using our own equipment. So that's, yeah, see like here, field 50, $35,000, but that's for potatoes. Yeah, so we made a ton of money with contracts, probably almost as much as our sugar harvest was, which ended up being around 350,000-ish dollars. Um, oh, there is one other major thing that I need to show you, and I don't think you've seen it yet. I'm trying to remember what was included in the footage that was lost and what wasn't. So I'm just going to use some super speed to come over here. Our pickup trucks live over here now. And let's head on out. We bought a plot of land in the city, and I need to show you what we ended up building there. Alright guys, here we are in the city of Susquehanna River. I believe that's what it's called, like in the mod. And we bought this plot of land back here behind the gas station. And check it out, we got some customers already. So let's just park up here and we'll take a walk around. Alright, so this is our farm shop, and this is going to be where we sell the products from our trees. So we don't have anything here quite yet. Loading area around back here. And this is where we sell our fresh produce from our greenhouses. This little market stand here. And this is a warehouse. It is refrigerated. Role-playing that it is refrigerated. And this is going to be where we store any excess product that we have. There's also some space in here if I decide to get into some honey production down the road. There is some space in the middle here. We can set up those machines if we need to, and we can sell those products at the farm shop. Now the way that these mods work is that the market is just a sell point, or the market stall is just a sell point. So anything we get out of the trailer, or sorry, out of the greenhouses is just going to be direct sell. We're going to get the money right away. However, the farm shop sells our product over time, and we just have to keep it stocked. I really like how this works. I wish our market stand worked the same way. Nonetheless, let's see how our other people are doing. We're going to have Mark come on down to the greenhouse area here. I'm just going to climb over the fence. We might install a gate there. And let's check on how things are going here. If we pull up the global company and go to our raspberry greenhouse, you can see we have a lot of raspberries. We have 14 pallets of raspberries that are ready to be sold. Each one's 2,000 liters, so that's, I mean, we just saw how much that was. Anyway, we will get those loaded up. First, we should probably get the fill types taken care of. So let me just run to our other tractor here. Alright. Alright, that is all the seeds that we currently have. I really think we're going to need to get some seed production up, but we can't really start that until we have another set of fields for our crop rotation. Look at crop rotation. If I bring that up right now really quick, actually. We're on A and B right now, and I want to get C and D implemented next time we get lands. So C would be like for, the wheat would be for producing seeds and keeping everything else going, basically. I might edit this a little bit by the time we're ready to do that. But we do need some kind of bulk seed supply, because the pallets are just not really doing it anymore. Alright, I'm going to get the seed unloaded into the warehouse, and then we're going to take a load of raspberries up to the market, and that's going to do it for this episode. So let's go ahead. Oh, you know what? I need to open that. And start overloading. And you see the plants just magically grow when you add seeds. I do really like this mod. I like how detailed it is. I like how much stuff you need to put in to get your product out of it. I do wish it worked a little bit slower though, because like 15 pallets of raspberries in 24 hours just seems like a little bit excessive to me. I think it should be more like 2 pallets a day or something like that. And I don't know that much about editing XMLs to make that change. Alright, so let's get our reefer trailer here open and ready to go. I also got a tank trailer that's by 82 Studios as well. And that's going to be to fill our diesel tanks, but don't have enough money to do that right now. So we'll go ahead and pop this open. And I am going to have to use super strength to unload these pallets, but I'm just going to roleplay and say we have a pallet jack inside there, or inside the trailer, because otherwise there's no way of getting the pallets out. And I will sit here and I will load every pallet into the trailer. You guys are lucky though, you don't have to see me do that, so I'll see you guys when we are up at the markets getting ready to unload. Alright guys, here we are with our truck in Susquehanna Valley is what the city is actually called. I just saw the highway sign for it. It said Susquehanna Valley next to exits. So the city must be named Susquehanna Valley. And yeah, we've got our 14 pallets of raspberries in our trailer here. And we're getting, the current price is about $570 per thousand, so we should be getting somewhere in the neighborhood of $14,000 for this load, which is not too bad at all. I will have to see what the efficiency is between seeds versus raspberries though, because if I think seeds might actually be more expensive than that, so we might actually shut down the greenhouse operation until we have our own seed production up and running. Just have to see. Alright, and like I said, we're just going to roleplay that we have a pallet jack or something to come unload these with. Because even if I had a forklift, it wouldn't be able to get the ones in the back. And I do intend on bringing a forklift here once we have the money to, once we have the money to, because we will need, our trees are going to produce more than enough to keep that farm shop running. So we are going to be storing excess product from those. Man, it is late at night. It is, we're going to have a lot of extra fruits from the trees that we're going to have to store in our warehouse, so we will need a forklift for that. And hopefully we'll be able to keep our farm shop selling all year round. That's the goal. I really wish this trailer was able to unload in this area here, but it's too high. The marker doesn't recognize it. Either it's too high or it's just the way sell points work. If there's something between the pallet and the sell point, maybe it can't sell. I don't know. Oh, just when I think we're on the last one, another one is back there. This should do it, though. And getting a little bit more than what I thought, which is nice. Alright, so that's like a day's worth of raspberries. And we got... well, we got more than $12,000 from it. we got about $16,000 from it. And the greenhouse holds 20,000 liters of seeds. And assuming that we actually use a full thing of seeds per day, what's the best price on seeds we can get? Okay, so actually not bad. Let's see. Seed pallet. Oh, yeah. Okay. So if we did... it'd be 2,800 for 4,000 seeds. So, I mean, it's not that profitable. So, that would be 4,200, and we would be paying 2,600. This doesn't update properly with this mod. 2,600 for 4,200. It's too late at night. Let me just pull out my calculator really quick. 4,200 divided by, what did I say, 2,600? So we're getting 1.61 seeds per dollar. That's not, I want to do it the other way around. 2,600 divided by 4,200. Oh god, like I said. Alright, 62 cents per seed, essentially. 62 cents per liter. And if we multiply that out by 1,000, $619 per 1,000 liters, which is more than what we just sold. Yeah, we might have to just put our greenhouses on hold until, if it really is a 1-to-1 ratio. Though, actually, if we look here, raspberry greenhouse, open the overview menu, 2,000 liters per hour, it holds up to 40,000 liters, and it can theoretically get to that in 20 hours, but it only holds 20,000 liters, so actually it doubles if everything is... like, if it uses a full input and produces a full output in 24 hours or 20 hours or something like that. Well, I guess it'll just take some more experimentation, but that is not the point of this video, so actually we've hit our time limit, so we're going to go ahead and end the video here. I hope you guys are excited about all the changes to the farm and to our roleplay production that we will have going from now on. Next video is going to be in the summertime, and I'm hoping to have a harvest. We're either going to do alfalfa, if it's ready, or our canola, which we put down in the fall. And if neither of those are ready, then we will go ahead and take a look at our orchard trees. But until then, guys, I've been A Shadowbox. This has been Farming Simulator 19. I will see you next day, and until then, have a good one.